All right, let's start with let's see. Let's go through my first couple points. Banner was annoying. Any
I
contests
mean,
here? Banner was annoying.
I mean, that's his character though, and I mean, he wasn't that annoying. He was barely around. He's like barely in the movie. I mean, he showed up in the beginning
He
as
he just
Hulk.
shows up to say, "Hey guys, I'm here," and then leaves.
Well, that's because you didn't see Civil War where he was missing. The reason he was annoying is because they had to explain to him.
I mean,
He wasn't
yeah.
even annoying to me. He wasn't annoying at all to me.
I don't know.
The
He
only
felt
time
like
I really remember him was when he was in the Hulkbuster armor, so I don't
I
really
mean,
know
he
what
came back
was.
true.
to Earth and it was like he showed up with Doctor Strange and talked to Iron Man. It was like, holy shit, Bruce, we haven't seen you in
Oh
three
yeah, that
years.
was
What
kind
the
of
heck happened?
cool.
Yeah, that was fun. Like, what are you talking
Yeah, because
about?
he's like, "Oh crap, Thanos is gonna
Well,
kill us
no,
all."
but there are like points like the white guy in Black Panther who was just like, "Hey, I'm white, shit on me," and like he was just a character for
Wait,
people to shit
The white guy,
on.
he was in there.
there was Everett Ross, and then there was the white in the movie Black Panther.
Yeah.
He wasn't
Wait,
in.
Everett Ross. There was Everett Ross and Winter Soldier. They were pretty much the only white people in.
Oh, I'm guessing he's talking about Winter Soldier, right?
No.
He was. The other guy was in there.
Everett.
There was the government guy in Black Panther the movie.
Oh no! You're not. That wasn't Everett Ross. You're talking about Thunderbolt Ross. Thaddeus Ross. They're different people.
I mean, both their characters
A guy that
existed in
plays the
those
Hobbit.
movies to just be shit on. That's
No,
what I'm
Thaddeus Ross has
saying.
a story starting in Incredible Hulk that was in Civil War. You wouldn't have seen him if you didn't see Civil War, so you don't understand why he was there.
So are you saying I should just go see Civil War and then watch the movie again?
Yes, you idiot! I told you. You didn't see Civil War or Age of Ultron, two of the biggest movies
Okay,
that
I
are
feel
in
like
the.
this movie was also overhyped.
No, it's not.
That's
You.
true.
It's not overhyped.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
actually. Why is it overhyped?
You were singing all its praises, and I just thought it was an okay movie. Like, I
That's
didn't think it was mind blowing or
that's
like
because you did not
revolutionary.
see. You did not see the movies that led up to it.
I did,
Wow, I saw it.
and it's overhyped. All right,
What?
but yeah, you know why it's overhyped? Because
Why?
it's 3 out of 4. There's still more.
That's
Yeah, but it
true.
was a
This is
complete
supposed to be
story. It wasn't. It
the
was a complete story.
movie,
Do you know
and it's
who
not.
was the main character of the movie?
There
Oh,
wasn't one.
Yes, there was.
let's go through my
Yes,
next point. Thanos was not a relatable main character. He
he
had
was the main
flaws,
character though.
but you couldn't relate to him at all because even his flaws didn't give him weaknesses. They were just flaws. Hey, I love my daughter. Cool, is that a weakness? No, fuck that. I'm gonna kill you.
I
No,
mean, no, but
there
that's
was
what.
no like there was nothing that could be exploited about Thanos. He just had no problems getting all the Infinity Stones. It's like, hey, I'm fucking here. Give me the fucking Infinity Stone. Okay,
Yeah,
But that
bitch.
was the.
Like,
That
we'll
was
Thanos
the
fight
kind of
you.
point.
had more
We'll
problems than I
slap you in
thought
the
he would,
face on the way
considering
to
he
doing
has
it.
the Infinity Stone.
Yeah, he started with Infinity. I mean, like that was the point. He's so powerful. That's why he's been hyped up for
Like he
like
had,
he's been
I
hyped up since
like he
2012,
was
dog.
even close to being getting the
Defeat.
gauntlet taken off of him was more
Yeah,
than
they almost
surprising.
beat him, dude. What are you talking about? Like twice. Thor
We'll
almost
slap you in
stole
the
him.
face a couple times, but I mean, we're not going to actually take away anything because, like, a good character
Because
development
he
would be
still
to take
wins.
away some of his power and then give it back to him so that
Wait,
he
what do you
can,
mean?
like, he can grow as a character by having his power taken away from him and still win.
He already got the Power Stone. He beat Xandar off screen, and then he also
Why didn't they
beat
show that? Why don't they
because it
show
doesn't.
him become a
They
better
don't show it
character?
because it's bad for pacing. The movie's already 2 hours and 38 minutes,
Then why
and
don't they
what that
make that another movie? Why not?
because they showed Xandar in
Guardians of the
Guardians
Galaxy.
1 and Guardians 2, so you already know the strength of the Xandar. You already know who they are, and the fact that they were wiped out completely is big. That's already a big thing. And what that is, it's going to be redundant information. If you're going to show a big war scene, battle scene, which is essentially what Xandar was on Wakanda, what's the point of showing Xandar? Then you're just showing the same scene twice, essentially, with different characters.
I mean, you could say that about New York.
What do you mean, New York? You mean like the
The
original
original
invasion from the
Avengers.
Avengers?
Yeah.
I mean, not really. There was only one invasion in New York.
Like there's all these invasions are kind of
But
redundant.
that
But
was
that
a
was
different movie. That's not showing in the same movie. That doesn't work.
I mean,
No, I'm talking about for this movie, it would have been redundant to show that battle
well,
because for better pacing, they didn't need to show that.
I mean we're kind of going on a tangent here, but what my main point is that Thanos really didn't get his power taken away, so we don't know his actual strength.
Yeah, we did.
We don't
He
know
didn't
how
use.
strong he
Yes,
is
we did.
without the
He,
Dragon
he
Balls.
soloed Thor without using the stones. I don't know if you noticed that he didn't use the stones at the beginning of the movie when he soloed Hulk.
Okay,
Kind of just, yeah, he was
we
toying
saw
with
that.
Hulk.
But was he using the Power Stone there? I
No,
don't
he
know.
wasn't. You could tell he wasn't because he didn't have his gauntlet closed like he did. You can see they never showed whenever they saw the stone in every single instance of the stone being used, they showed him closing his fist aglow. They would always do that. You could always see what stone he was using on purpose.
True.
The only time they didn't do that was the fake out with the Reality Stone where he was using Genjutsu on the Guardians of the Galaxy.
True. So, like, would you say that he wasn't the main character because
No,
he
he was
didn't have
definitely
any
the main
progression as a
No,
character?
he was definitely the main. He progressed as a character. He started. Now, did he change fundamentally? No, he came into this with a purpose. It was
And he
his
stuck
story.
to
Did
that
he?
purpose.
Yeah, he stuck to that purpose.
I just
Did
feel like
he?
we haven't learned that, like, he didn't really change that much, even
Not
just
every
fundamentally.
character needs to be dynamic to be a good main character.
It's because
You
it's
don't-
only half of a movie. There's
No,
still
it's
another
not half.
part.
It is sort of half a movie. It's half an Avengers movie, a full Thanos movie. That's the thing. And the reason Thanos and Gamora's relationship, so that was actually keyed into in previous films. So in Guardians 1, you revealed Gamora's backstory with Thanos a little less than you got in this. You saw more of it, but you were always told like she was his favorite. He cared about him. He was angry at Ronan for alienating Gamora in Guardians 1. He was pissed off that like you drove my daughter away from you and therefore away from me.
Hmm.
There was that in Guardians 1. Guardians 2, there's that whole Nebula thing, Nebula Gamora versus Spat, because they're talking about like how their family's so fucked because of how that happened, like what he made them do, why he chose her over and over and over again. Like he was so proud of, you know what I mean?
I guess.
So there was that backstory, but it's like you missed a lot of stuff, and you watched now Cody. I don't know about you but for at least for you, Nick, you missed a lot of stuff. It's like watching the series finale, missing like critical episodes.
So you're
Prior.
saying give Disney more money so I can appreciate a movie more. So it's a
No,
pay
I
to
mean,
win
that's
kind
the
of
whole
Watch
movie.
it online
That's
for
their-
free.
That's their whole purpose, dude. I mean, also it's on Netflix, so you could see it now. But it's like half the fun and why these movies are so successful is because that's a formula. It's not been done before like that, and because it's so unique, it would be a weakness to the general moviegoer. However, they made it their strength. They expect you to have seen it, and they're not going to waste time if you haven't.
Yeah, which me as someone who's seen all the movies and
It makes it
most
so
of the
much better
TV
if you
shows,
have
I
seen
would.
it. It makes it
But
so much better.
see,
if you
like, and it's like, and also I wouldn't probably go see Ant-Man if it wasn't connected to
part
the
of
other
Marvel
things.
Cinematic-
But
yeah.
then once it's connected, I go see the other movies, or like the ones that you wouldn't think are all that consequential,
Mhm.
just because they're it gives them a chance basically. And then Ant-Man
I'm
turned
like,
out to be
I
really
feel like
good.
I'm the opposite because like I don't want to watch the movies in the Avengers saga. I want to watch the inconsequential stories because they're just fun. Because
Well, then, I mean, you
No,
can
no,
do
no.
Like
that.
all
You can
the-
Well,
do that.
you
Those
can
are-
do that, but also I do have to say that I really like those solo movies. Whatever, my favorite is
We were just talking about this.
Captain
His first
America.
is Captain America: The First Avenger,
First-
the one from 2011.
because I mean I like when the stories are small and it's not like everybody's getting together. But when everybody gets together,
It's
sometimes
epic.
it's epic, and then also just a bunch of funny interactions when two guys you didn't think would ever meet are like meeting.
Like,
yeah,
just for instance, Rocket was completely in character when he was telling Bucky, "How much for the gun? It's not for sale. How much for the arm?"
yeah, you were talking about
And just
that last
when-
night.
and
What were
then-
you trying
yeah.
to allude to with that?
So last night I was talking about when the rabbit
Rabbit.
was with the guy, the assassin. So I was just talking in code to my friends who had seen it.
Yeah.
And basically what I said was it would have been funny if at the end when Bucky falls away, Rocket picks up the arm. He's like, not like this. Not like this. I didn't
Oh, I
want it
thought we
like
were like going somewhere with the plot. Because like I'm trying to find the plot armor to revive all these dead characters.
Soulstone. That's the answer.
So they're just gonna
That's
steal
how
the stones now that they've been used or whatever.
Well, if you notice at the end, they're doing Farmer Thanos. Did you notice Thanos had put all his armor on a Scarecrow, and he's just like doing his half smile, where he's like he's happy with what he did, but he's not sure if it was really worth it. That you could see that in his face.
What was that dream sequence? It reminded me of the Black
The
Panther
dream
dream
sequence?
sequence, but like,
Okay, well that's a good point. What it was, or at least what is theorized heavily and implied by the directors to be true, but they haven't said anything. So what did Thor do? He basically killed Thanos, right? Well, you
yeah,
can't
Yeah.
die when you have the Soul Stone. The Soul Stone controls all souls, therefore it's control over death. So what it does have is a pocket dimension where your soul is like recycled. So Thanos died and then was reborn because he was possessing the Soul Stone. But he teleported away before he died.
so
Then he
he's
died.
alive because he has the Soul Stone.
Yes. And that's the theory, is that there wasn't a body, right? They just faded from existence, so their souls could have been transferred into the Soul Stone. And that's the prevailing theory.
I would very much enjoy if they shocked us and made it something completely different.
Yeah, no, I mean, but that's
'Cause
the
I mean,
idea.
yeah, all praise the power of the stones, and obviously it's gonna have something to do with them because that's what pushed
So
everybody out of
universe
existence.
shattering, it has to be.
Yeah,
No,
But
I think
it'd be
Ready
cool
Player
if there
One's
was
gonna come
something-
in and they're just gonna do a 50-50, like all the dead guys replace all the living guys.
There has been that theory that that's what they're gonna do, because if you notice, only people left are original Avengers, and like a few supporting characters. Okay,
Yeah.
Rocket. Keep wanting to call him Rabbit. And War Machine. But yeah, so a lot of people thought Iron Man and Captain America were gonna die this film.
I mean, so that's another problem I've had with the
Man,
movie,
if only
is
Captain
that
America could have died.
releasing the names of the movies that are gonna come up, it's kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't kill them now.
Well, yeah, you can't. That's why he said. That's why people's like it takes away from it. It's like the execution of the deaths were flawless. The way Okoye reacted to General, this is no place to die, and then he just fades the sheer horror on her face. That's perfect. Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. If you remember Spider-Man: Homecoming, he's like, if you die, that's on me, and you just see him holding his ashes. That was perfectly done. It was executed flawlessly, and you can't fault this movie for meta knowledge, which is knowing what's going to come next. That's meta knowledge.
Come to think of it, this is probably a tangent, but since Iron Man's had 3 movies, and he kind of like 180'd on his character from the beginning to the end.
I mean,
and he
he's
seems like
had a great character arc.
Yeah, he's had a great character arc. Now it just kind of seems like every movie's taking a sucker punch to him and really testing him.
I mean, that's what you
Like-
do to a character that's already gone through the entire hero cycle.
Yeah.
You kind of have to reaffirm and reaffirm and reaffirm, because
Yeah.
you've already completed his entire character arc.
Well,
What's
that's
more
why-
there to do? Do you revert it?
That's why he's likely going to die.
No,
And that's
I
part of
think
what
he's gonna
Avengers-
live and he's gonna actually retire.
That's true. Avengers 4.
How does the Stark retire though?
Yeah, that's the thing. Even if he retires, he's going to be able
He
to.
has a kid
Yeah,
and
they
he
tinker him.
and he records a bunch of videos that he can transfer the suit onto or whatever.
That's true. But I think the Avengers 4, the part of the reason they killed all the new characters is because this sets up the next movie for permanent deaths as a threat.
And just to say, all your theories are wrong.
Well, I mean,
That's
if
true.
they're setting up permanent deaths as a threat now, they've kind of dropped the ball because they're killing off all these characters that we know are going to come back.
But you don't know how.
So
they're
we're
gonna
kind of
come back.
implying that
Yeah.
these deaths aren't really permanent in any way.
Well, I mean, yeah, I feel that because
But
that's
as far as but part of the fun is as far as we're using meta knowledge for this
Well, I mean,
to know that you.
we
only
gotta
know that
analyze it through meta knowledge as well.
Yes.
You can't just analyze
But you
it in
can't-
universe.
I don't know. It's like, well, it is one of the biggest detractions from the movie. That final snap is that knowing that a lot of those characters are going to come back. We don't know how it is. So
I mean-
I'm saying Loki, Heimdall dead.
yeah.
I don't know. Gamora is probably dead, but I think she could come back. And the reason for that, if you notice when
Who's
the
probably
Red
dead?
She's
Gamora,
in the Soul Stone.
Oh,
yeah, that's. If you notice, the Soul Stone was never visible. It was like you cannot get that until you sacrifice her. It was like you can't receive it until there was no physical Soul Stone until she died. You know, if you noticed, you know what I mean?
she turned into the Soul Stone.
That's what I'm thinking too, and that's why he saw her when he died.
Wasn't-
All these characters are cloaked in plot armor, except for Heimdall. Rip Heimdall.
Oh,
Loki's
Loki's
dead.
kinda
Loki's
not.
dead. Did they even broke the fourth wall for us to say he's dead? No resurrections this time.
Nah, that just means he's coming back.
Well, he
Well,
will
that
be in Avengers
and
4.
they tried,
It's already
and
been
they said, or Thor said, I don't think he's coming back this time. They wouldn't waste their time saying all that if he's actually dead, or if he's not actually dead this time.
And also,
No, they're
but
just
it is
setting it up.
confirmed Loki will be in Avengers 4. However, this is where I said like the Soul Stone is probably not the only way they're going to do it. It's highly speculated it's going to be Time Stone stuff because what they've seen on Avengers 4 set is that everyone in their 2012 Avengers outfits in what looks very similar to the Battle of New York.
I mean, that'd be kind of cool.
There's your meta-analysis. They're just time traveling. We're gonna have 2012 Thanos, the best one.
Well, I know they've always tried to keep Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. somewhat tied into the current going-ons in the MCU,
yeah.
and this has been the season of time travel. And
Oh,
Agents of
don't
S.H.I.E.L.D.
tell me I haven't seen the newer seasons.
They
don't
all
worry,
die at the
that's
end.
not a major spoiler.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not because
I won't tell you any specifics.
yeah. Wait, so what season are they on now? Because
They're on season 5.
5. Okay, 'cause somebody or Jacob kept saying like season
thought it was
6 is the
season- I
best or
thought it
something.
was
crap,
season
and I know you don't watch the show, but
I thought
I was like, Netflix only has up to season 4, so it makes sense that
Yeah.
they'd be on the 5th season.
They're on 5. They haven't been renewed yet either, which sucks because this has been my favorite season.
Oh, cool.
All right, so
Um,
I'm going back to my list of points here. Who
Go
was the
ahead.
surprise character?
What do you mean by that?
There was supposedly this character that everyone was surprised was in the movie. Was it fucking the dwarf?
Oh,
No.
Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage, yeah. I mean, that was welcome, but I wouldn't be.
That
I
wasn't.
wouldn't say
I
he
mean,
was a surprise.
he was a
He was a
surprise
surprise,
throwaway
but not
character.
like something where it
Well, yeah,
was.
it was like, where's the handle? Never seen again.
Oh! It was Red Skull.
Yeah, Red Skull,
Yeah,
the
Red Skull.
Stonekeeper. That's what we were talking about last night. How he was credited as the Keeper.
Oh,
Wait, crap, where'd the magazine go?
Remember, he teleported away at the end of Avengers, the first Captain America movie in 2011.
oh yeah.
Darn it.
I just accept that
Like
no character in the Marvel
magazine,
universe
I can't get
dies,
it.
and he just ended up
No,
there.
but a lot of characters have died. Pretty much every villain has died.
Okay, only villains die in the Marvel universe.
Quicksilver,
Killmonger
dog.
died.
Quicksilver, Yondu.
Quicksilver died, yeah.
Yondu died.
I'm waiting for the Silver Surfer to die.
Ah, rip Mary Poppins.
All the Nova Corps, rip them.
They'll all come back when the Soul Stone's destroyed.
No, I mean, I'm talking about the
All
ones
life
that
came
got-
Plot
back when the Soul
armor.
Stone was destroyed.
No, remember all the Nova Corps at the beginning of Guardian or at the end of Guardians 1 they formed the net with their ships and then like got fucked?
Yeah.
So I'm coming
And-
up to the end of my list of points.
I mean, I don't think you've really won one except for maybe that the snap with meta knowledge can be. That's the
Well, I
weakest
also
point.
didn't understand. We also can't really understand the dream sequence and how it relates to Black Panther. We never really addressed like
It
the
doesn't relate to Black
similarities.
Panther. It doesn't relate to Black Panther.
What
It's
dream
just-
sequence?
Well, Black Panther is an afterlife thing too, so maybe they have. You have to remember they have their own god, Bast. Bast. That's their goddess, and they actively worship it. And so they haven't really dealt into that. So that'll probably be in the sequel to Black Panther.
So the stakes were unnecessarily high
Wouldn't
in
it be
some
sick,
points.
Unnecessarily
If it was
high. The
the
stake of the
Egyptian.
universe was at half the universe. Was
Well,
at
I
stake.
mean, like Thor saying, "You'll die if you hold up that lens." Did anybody actually think Thor was gonna die when he held open that lens?
No, but it was
That's
only
true.
he would only that is true. He would only
I
die.
mean,
if
but
it
he
killed
also
him.
didn't think.
He would
he also
only die
didn't
if
think
it
he
killed him, though. Remember?
Yeah. So why did they even have to leave in that line? It just kind of seemed like
It was. Yeah, I agree with that. But He sort of came close to dying until the
It
hammer
was just an
plot.
excuse to get Groot to put his arm as the handle.
Yo, Groot could have been cut from the film and nothing changes
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
except for the handle. But that handle wouldn't have mattered because
Yeah,
if he had been a
that
good
was
dwarf, and
that
just
whole
had it
scene
as
was literally just an excuse to put Groot in the movie.
Oh yeah, I agree. That was the weakest part of the film was that whole dwarf saga.
Yeah. That was just ugh. And the CGI was even questionable at some points because you knew he was shorter than everyone else, but they were still looking up. Oh, Jake's muting. What's going on here?
I was just talking to my papa.
What else? Every decision resulted in someone's death.
Well, I mean,
is that a 4 or against? Because that sounds like a 4 for me.
That sounds like a neutral, like, the fuck?
it's just the fact.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
why does everyone have to die every time someone makes any decision?
Well,
I will say the only thing that I'm disappointed about is the Wakanda. I mean, granted they just got done with the Civil War, a lot of their shit got destroyed. Where were the rhinos, dude?
True. I feel like
Granted,
the rhinos
those
would have been
rhinos would've
devoured
gotten
immediately.
Those rhinos would have gotten fucked though by those things.
Yeah.
So I guess to save their lives.
Why is Captain America still a hero? He's just a strong guy right now, compared to like Scarlet
I mean,
Witch or
if you notice, he was getting like he got handled by Corvus Glaive.
yeah,
The
he
only
kind of
reason at
gets
the
fucked by
beginning,
everybody.
the only reason he did something at the beginning of the movie on his intro, which was actually dope as hell, by the way, was because she threw his spear at him, thinking he wouldn't be able to dodge, and then he caught it,
Yeah,
and then they ganked the shit out of them. That's the only reason it worked.
he like doesn't have any real powers anymore
I mean, he's
compared to some
superhuman.
other
He's just
heroes.
Yeah.
He's
He-
superhuman. He's just not. Yeah, I mean,
mean-
if you notice, he didn't have he didn't have all that much screen time. If you notice, most of
True.
the screen time
Oh,
was on the heavy hitters.
at least he has more of an excuse than Black Widow being all cocky.
Yeah,
when
Black
he's
Widow
coming
being
out.
as a
I
prevalent.
laughed. I
Yeah, I
laughed
did-
when she was
you were
like, "She's not alone." I'm like, "You're gonna protect the strongest one here with the weakest one."
Yeah,
Well,
like
yeah, we were
the two
in
weak
theater.
bodyguards. Like they just wanted
Well,
to get all the
Okoye is-
females together in one scene for that.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Okoye is actually Wakanda's best warrior. If she had the Black Panther serum, she would be good, but she's not royalty, so she can't.
Yeah,
So she's technically more skilled. She's just not as strong as Chadwick or T'Challa.
Chadwick.
White bread man.
I mean, who is stronger, Black Panther or Captain America, or are they equal? I think
They're-
they're
Black
they're
Panther.
equal. There's-
shot.
They're roughly equal. The thing is that with the vibranium suit, he'd probably
Yeah.
be
yeah.
base.
Which is
Base
why I
Captain
call
America.
BS on the end of Civil War.
Captain America would probably beat base Black Panther, but with the suit, it's not. Captain America needs to get lucky
Yeah.
because he's not ever gonna hit him hard enough to hurt him. You know.
So I never saw Age of Ultron. What is Vision's powers besides getting stabbed?
He can phase.
Oh,
so
Yo, if
that's
he
the
was
reason-
if he was like he was
in
in
Civil
Age of
War, he would
Ultron,
have fucked
they-
people.
yeah, like you couldn't hurt him because he would just phase through your attack.
Well, that's
but
the
all
reason
of a sudden,
they knew he could phase. If you notice, that's the first thing they did to take him out. They prevented him from phasing.
So
'Cause he
his
can
power
change it-
is just getting stabbed and or phasing out.
Well, no, he can change his density too, so he can become super heavy and fuck people.
he's
Huh.
also
And he
got the beam
He had
that
the mind
shoots from
stone. Yeah.
stone.
True.
So Vision was one of the strongest characters, but they ganked him, so he's done.
I see.
See
They
what they
did that-
did? Is they
Honestly, they
distracted
did
him.
that because they were like, we don't know how to make them a credible threat if Vision's at full power. Sort of
Mhm.
like when Thor showed up and they're like, ha ha, y'all are fucked.
And then the last one. I actually went into the movie knowing every single spoiler.
Oh well, why
That's
would
your
you do
fault.
that?
That's your fault.
Because people are fucking annoying. Like, saying there's a twist ruins the twist. And, like, saying that the ending was so surprising leaves me looking out for a different ending than what would normally happen.
This is why you see it early.
Early,
This is
yeah.
why I don't, like... I just didn't have a way to see it early. I didn't want to just go out. I wasn't interested enough
Priorities,
to
dude.
go out on
It's
my
about
own.
It's about priorities, Nick.
I don't know.
Nick Griffin and I went and saw it on Friday night. Then Friday after it went and came out.
That's
And we
later
were-
than I normally see movies. I normally
Yeah,
see them
normally
the
I see
Thursday
it opening
preview.
night. Normally I see it opening night. I had plans to see it opening night. I just would have missed my semi-formal with my frat, and I didn't want to do that. So,
You can miss it.
no,
Also,
I
the
couldn't have.
meme. There was the meme of the fading away sequence that became really big,
Well, yeah.
and so I
One of my
was
favorite-
already divulged to that spoiler.
What's kind of funny is I think somebody posted like last year one of those ironic memes that was like, "This is a meme from 2018. You don't get it now," and it was something like similar to fading out.
No, there was the only like actual meme from the future is just the old man with the three dudes around it. Let me see. Let me see if I can get that picture. There we go. It's this meme. That's the meme from the future.
Wait, crap, where's it? Oh yeah. Oh okay. I saw that one.
There
but
was
it
a
had lot more
Photoshop.
smaller people.
There was a Photoshop for the Infinity War. I don't. It's not on Google Images. But there was one where they did the little triangles that are so common in
Yeah.
the fading away meme.
This is one of my favorite memes I've seen.
Put it in the Wolfx Might chat.
Well, no, because Pratik hasn't seen it. So I'm
Oh.
gonna send it to everyone. So I can't do it.
Just delete it immediately and say at PP98S don't look.
Yeah, that's not no. You're a cruel man.
I mean, that's how all spoilers are nowadays. Like they're just like, hey, there's spoilers ahead. Don't look, and then they just
I mean, I like the people that put the like 2 or 3 slides when you're like on Instagram. They put like 2 or 3 pictures that's saying spoilers don't look. Like that's completely fine because
that makes me
not
want to
involved,
look. Like
but-
saying don't look. Like, don't touch the fucking hot grill. You're
Well,
gonna
then
burn
you
your
can't
hand.
really-
Of
you
course I'm
can't
gonna
really
touch the
blame them
fucking
all.
hot grill.
You can't really blame them if you have no willpower.
Griffin, did you see what I sent you?
No, I'm in VR. I'm not looking
Oh.
at the screen every second.
Here. Oh, I gotta send you all the spoiler I sent.
I can look. Just tell me when you send them, and
Okay.
oh my gosh.
Cody, did you see it?
See what?
Jacob,
What I
have you
said.
seen the
Yeah.
Black Jeopardy with T'Challa?
No, I haven't.
Oh my gosh, I've seen it twice today because I showed it to someone. It's a SNL skit. It was hilarious.
Am I done with all of the points on my list? Oh yeah, the last one. How are they gonna fit Star Wars into this movie? When is
Oh,
Kylo Ren gonna show up?
Reality Stone Dog.
Yeah. Yeah, that could do it.
Have you never seen that thing with Patton Oswald, where he did that rant in Parks and Rec?
No.
If you haven't, oh my god, it was completely. Oh no. Nick, I sent you something. No, I sent it for group chat. Fuck, delete.
It's too late. It's on the internet forever.
Did you see it show up?
Oh, is that where that goes?
Yeah.
Nick, do you see it?
Yeah. Just posted it Wolfx Might and then delete it immediately.
I did, and then deleted it. But he's on. Wait, isn't Pratik a lurker?
I mean, yeah, but he's playing Reddit right now.
Which means he's definitely lurking. Wait, so what did you want me to do?
I don't know. Denounce Infinity War because it's a bad movie.
Oh, that actually killed them all.
So what other crossover is gonna show up? Are we gonna get Deadpool just for the sake of Deadpool?
Thanks for saying crossover.
I mean, I mean, there was Lego Star Wars in Spider-Man, so kind of.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. Are all three versions of Chris Pratt from Lego Movie, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Jurassic World gonna team up?
They're gonna merge together.
And they'd all
It's gonna have
lose.
like triple
Parks and
split
Rec Chris Pratt.
personality.
That's right. He has to get fat for one role. Just in the middle of filming,
Yeah.
he has to get fat and then lose the weight again.
You're one sandwich fat from being, or one sandwich away from being fat.
The movie did do funny pretty well though.
At the beginning, yeah, and then it just kind of was like, oh, it's tragedy now.
See, I told you he's a lurker.
I guess that wraps up this discussion. Good job, boys.